Aloha, everyone, and welcome back. This is Marissa Indigo, just welcoming you to another update. Welcome to the month of June. Oh my goodness, are you feeling it? So let's just take a moment before we jump into the material to just gather ourselves and take a breath, because I don't know about you, but I've definitely been feeling the acceleration. I've been joking around with some of my colleagues like, oh, are you feeling the G-force? Like, does it feel like your face is just flying back with all the G-force as we are just hurtling, just quantum leaps, into an entirely new experience. So we've got a lot to cover today. Thank you so much for being here. And just want to invite you to just take a moment with me, close your eyes, take a breath. And we're just going to do a little bit of balancing for the energy here, for the mind and the body. So inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through softly parted lips. This balances the energy. So we're going to inhale into the nose, exhaling out through softly parted lips. Inhaling into the nose stimulates the fires, and exhaling out through the mouth stimulates the waters. So we're balancing that yin, that yang within, so we can be more in the center of the figure eight. So thank you so much for joining me. If you are new to my work, thank you for being here. I'm so glad that you have found me. My name is Marissa Indigo, and I am a way shower of quantum consciousness and soul embodied living. As we transition into an entirely new paradigm of what it means to be here, what it means to be a human, combining all of these different aspects of ourselves. And really, essentially, it's about the conscious experience and relating and having a beautiful and fulfilled and healthy and balanced life. So we talk about all kinds of stuff on this channel. And so today we're going to be talking about the June energy report. And now before we begin the report, I do have some updates just to get into, just to share some of my offerings with you that are coming up, and then we will dive into the material. So I do have class 3 of the True North Ascension Manual series coming up. The True North is a book that I created, kind of summarizing some of my favorite quantum systems to support us really getting in alignment with our soul aspects of being, our divine service mission, why we came here, really activating memories of dormant gifts and abilities, and a lot of the amazing wisdom that all of us have been preloaded into, which is now coming into greater relevancy as we come into the new paradigm. And so that's a gifted ebook. I will put a link to it below. You're welcome to just sign up and download the book. And what I was guided to do was also make courses out of that book to support people if they want to go even deeper with these systems. So what systems are we talking about? Some of them, Western evolutionary intuitive astrology, human design, so you can learn about your energy. We also have what is coming up for class 3, which is numerology and the divine triangle with Pythagoras, who is actually a magi and an amazing priest. And, it goes a lot further than what we learned in school with him, like the Pythagorean theorem and geometry. It's like, yeah, in the school system, no one's going to tell you that that whole mathematical equation actually has to do with unity consciousness and divinity and our divine roles in life, why we came here, and working with cycles of 9 years, 9 years, 9 years. Really cool to see and decode how so much is evident for our path in even just using the numerology in the spelling of our name, our first and last name of our birth name. And so this is class 3 of the True North series. And this is Pythagoras, numerology, and the divine triangle. And this is really a wonderful deep dive into the esoteric mathematics to decode your name and birth date, and to then discover more wisdom of your own codes, your own templates to explore your soul gifts, activating memory triggers, exploring your own wisdom and abilities, what you came in here to support humanity, how your contribution is unique to you in this shift. It's all there in the numbers. Numbers are one of God's many beautiful languages. So that's coming up June 17th. And it's actually going to be on the New Earth One platform, which I really love partnering with them. They're a really wonderful platform. It's only $33. And it will be available on demand. So you don't have to make a live class. I'm going to actually pre-record everything. And we're going to go through learning a lot about Pythagoras and what he was all about back in the day, a lot of these different wisdom traditions of these various priest and priestess mystery schools. And then I'm going to teach you how to actually apply the divine triangle to use numerology and uncover a lot more wisdom, which will really support you in trusting more of what you're getting called to do now, perhaps, or maybe being asked to change your focus. So that's coming up. I will share more about that as we go in the community feature. All right, now all the announcements out of the way. Thank you so much for hanging in with me for that. Let's get into June. So for me, June, the month of June has always been about the diamond codes, which immense pressure as we are transitioning from a carbon reality to a crystalline reality. You may be feeling immense pressure. And so the first thing I wanted to do before I dive in is share this really fun exercise that you can do that was gifted to me by some of the Galactic Star family. And it's actually building a diamond window around yourself for you to work through. So you start by bringing your fingertips together, and you want to kind of come into the arc line above your head and just trace a big diamond out to the side, and then down, 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 bringing your hands together around the pelvic area. So you're literally just connecting the points above and then taking them down, and you're making a huge diamond in front of yourself. And then you can just dive through that diamond window and see yourself, okay, yes, I have placed my whole reality today into this diamond consciousness. Very powerful technology to use to kick on more aspects of your light body and your reality, to tell yourself, okay, I'm building this diamond window and I am entering through that portal and placing my entire reality today into this experience. Very, very powerful. And you can do that anytime. You can do that to start your day. You can do that when you're getting in the car and you're getting ready to go somewhere or go on a journey. It's just so powerful to build this diamond window around yourself and imagine that you're entering through that portal, and it just realigns realities for you. It's just an amazing and very simple way. So you see how simple quantum consciousness actually is. It's setting intention. It's just being present and feeling. So with that, I want to share that this June of 2023 is actually a celebration in a way for myself. It's a graduation. I am experiencing the 2-year completion of templates of the Diamond Light Body activation that first came through in June of 2021. And so when we talk about the diamond light, when we talk about the diamond codes of June, the number 6, back in the day, the number 6 with so much other symbolism and divinity was hijacked. And we don't really subscribe to that, right? We're not talking about the 666 that we have heard in this like mythos, to try to control and dominate everyone and keep everyone in a state of fear. So in divine numerology, the number 6 is actually the ascended human being. It's actually Christ consciousness. That's why they took that number, to try to manipulate and, invert how they like to do. And it's like, yeah, whatever, have fun with that. So the number 6 is really all about crystalline and Christed consciousness. It's about ascending the human from the 5, which is us. We are a 5-pointed star. When you look at, you put yourself and make yourself like the Vitruvian man, right? Which is Leonardo da Vinci's man, with his arms out to the side and his legs out to the side. So we are a 5-pointed star, 5 fingers, 5 toes, 5 physical senses, right? And that is the baseline for the human experience. As we start to expand and ascend our consciousness, and the soul is actually descending into the body, and we're starting to kick on the light body and these whole new phases of our being, we become the 6, the Christed consciousness, because we start to integrate spirit, which is that 6th element, right? The etheric, the Akash, into our reality, into our being. That's the God consciousness particle. So for me, those were the codes that were coming through in 2021 about June and 6 and how it was relating. And it also has to do with the structure of carbon. And there's a lot of interesting stuff you could look into about that. But what I wanted to talk about today was the immense pressure. If you're feeling immense pressure and just so much flying at you, just know that we're going through yet another immense purification of our entire being. And that is our belief system, right? And our mind and the quality of our thoughts. It's also our emotions. Are we working with them and working through them? Or are we kind of stuffing them and letting things continue to stew and really zap us of our energy or our power or our frequency potential, right? Staying in lower frequencies. So if you're feeling pressure or feeling like you're being squeezed or just observing already, that so much is coming through, so much is coming up for review. There's a lot coming and going, you may feel, and that's where I'm laughing and joking around about that G-force, just feeling like your cheeks are flying back with just so much, propelling us forward in this quantum leap into the new, that you're not alone with that experience. And we have been in a major acceleration since the spring equinox. So if you could imagine that the spring equinox in March, which was, I think, the 18th through 21st, that portal there really jump-started us, kick-started us, pushed us out of the nest and into an entirely new frequency, into an entirely new reality. And now, few months after the fact, as we are now preparing for the summer solstice and so much light, you may notice these experiences of feeling like, I feel like overnight, all of a sudden, everything has gotten what we would say in the human languaging overwhelming, where you're starting to become very aware of your quantum consciousness, meaning that it's almost like if you imagine looking at just one aspect of your life or one situation or one scenario or one relationship, and you're seeing how there's like 200 TVs to watch in regards to just one piece of your life. So welcome to quantum consciousness. It is a lot to see. And you start to realize like, wow, there is a lot for me to see. There's a lot that I'm actually processing, and we may not be consciously aware of it yet. And so then you may have these feelings of anxiety or overwhelm that we would call in the human. And what that is really is just massive amounts of information pouring through, because we are very porous in our being, pouring through our nervous system, through our mind, through our hearts, through our fields. So we are taking in and digesting a lot more. And we, in truth, always were, but we maybe weren't as aware of it. So you're going to start to find more and more conscious awareness of just how much discernment you must exercise in each moment, in each conversation, in each decision, in how your focus and energy is calling, and pulling you to different topics or ideas, starting to really become energy beings here. So the invitation for this month is to really start to become a master of releasing tension, releasing resistance to feeling, releasing judgment of feeling. If you are having a purification moment and you're all of a sudden experiencing this like childhood rage, when someone did something that was really unjust to you and you're having all of this rage, we need to stop judging the ugliness as it is coming up and through, because it is trying to release itself. And then we're just compartmentalizing it and stuffing it back down because maybe it's uncomfortable to feel or to see that. Maybe we don't feel strong enough or equipped. Maybe it feels really big. And that is, really has a lot to do with our vagus nerve and how our chemistry, our biochemistry responds to emotions and thought forms or belief systems. And so it's up to you with your mastery to start to be able to go beyond and to go bigger and to work with how big your heart is and how large and massive and amazing, spectacular, beautiful your capacity is to hold love and suffering at the same time, or whatever the polarity, the duality is. You don't have to pick one or the other. You can still be love, feel connected to source, and witness and hold space. So we're starting to really see just how massive we really are, and it's beyond what we were told. So you want to release resistance to feeling clearing. You want to surrender and savor the experience, regardless of what old names or definitions or ways of cataloging that you would do, like a robot, right? We were all taught to function like a robot in a tiny little cube in our head. Oh, this is this and that is that, and this is defined as this and that means that. No, none of that's relevant anymore. So we've got to get out of the delineation of the linear mind. It's a calculator, and it's not meant to accurately process information. It can't access the quantum realms. We do that through a more integrated state of combining the heart with divine mind to then feel, because realities are energetic. They're not a logical linear equation. It doesn't work like that. So you want to really savor your experience, regardless of whether you would call it negative or positive, looking at the fact that here you are, bigger picture of being a soul, an angel, a galactic, a spirit in a body, and in this incredible avatar on this incredible planet, having an experience. So starting to really pull back from any judgment or any of that small separation or distorted consciousness of the ego that's wounded, coming back, expanding into compassion, and being aware that you're having an experience and it's not necessarily personal. It may feel personal, maybe it is personal, doesn't mean you're going to die from it though. So, you're starting to see how our limbic imprinting and how that reptilian portion of our brain, where we were really programmed to just live there, and it's very reactive, it's the fight or flight, it feels very strong. We call this the death urge, right? There's death urge and birth trauma. So it's time to override that and to come out of the primitive functioning at kind of a neurochemical level and really come into the body and into much more of a holographic way of existing out of the mind. So you want to allow any negativity to pour out. Make space for this. Work with fire to clarify, to purify. We've got videos in here on fire ceremony. We have been in this massive quickening since the spring equinox, been an entirely new frequency of functioning, if you haven't noticed. So now all of a sudden it feels like overnight, like bam, wow, look at everything. Look at all this. Look at what it's making me feel. Look at what it's bringing up from the past, and just starting to really like, whoa, we have been thrust into quantum vision. And so you want to take a breath. Get excited about this. These are all of the gifts and abilities that we've been hearing about for decades. And this is how it's starting to show up, right? And so you want to surrender the mind's wanting to control or define anything and be with it. Feel through it, slow down, savor it, sink in, ask, what is here for me? What is this? What can I do? Do I need to do anything? Do I need to be? Is this a self-parenting moment for me to override, where we had unmet needs as a child, right? So just know that because we are seeing, clearing, feeling so much, it's easy to feel fried at first. And this is where the light body comes in. This is where adequate nutrition and rest and boundaries and solar charging and all of these kinds of physical care, self-care, and energetic boundaries, energetic self-care come into play. So we are learning to manage our energy. We are learning that we can still be there for somebody, but it's not appropriate or wise for us to give our all to them in their suffering, right? So many of us are here to support ourselves and others. Really, I think that's why we're all here, is to support each other through this process. But we have to learn how to parcel out our energy in manageable pieces and have that boundary and awareness and self-love to say, well, I can give this much. I must make sure that I have a reserve of my light, of my energy, of my battery for the other things that I have to tend to in my life, in my reality. So we want to parcel it out for self, for others, for your tasks. Very important. You're going to start to see just how much energy it takes to function and to remain conscious. And when you start to feel your heart close, which for me, I can always tell because I'll start to get critical or grumpy or judgmental in myself. I no longer feel that spacious, open, loving ability to take it all in. That lets me know, oh, my light is getting low. So I need to back away. I need to have some sacred hermit time. I need to do the self-care. This is really holding your discernment, having love for self and others. We are deprogramming the self-sacrifice or the overgiving or the people-pleasing, all so important. This is holding God consciousness. This is becoming holographic and holding the awareness, the capacity to see how every decision has a ripple effect throughout creation and on other people as well. So welcome to Plasma Quantum Consciousness. It's a fluid living matrix. And a matrix means, if you're familiar with geology, that's the first time I learned the word matrix, and I was in like second grade or something. The matrix is how a structure is held in place. So if you look at crystals, you will learn that's one of the geological terms for how stone and how the formations are kind of like going, intersecting. Basically, matrix means a grid or architecture or structure. So we exist in our reality, actually, if you had plant medicine experiences or DMT, or even seen some of the artwork of Alex Gray, you start to see like, oh yeah, we actually live in this like plasma soup of all of these grids and flows of energy. And until we meditate enough and quiet the mind enough through various energy and breath practices to come into that inner stillness, they're challenging to see and to perceive. But when we obtain those mastery states of oneness, you will start to see them. You will start to feel them more. But essentially what's happening is, we're exiting the artificial matrix that was pre-created. Oh, you live in this. This is reality. No, that's all an artificial manipulated reality creation. That's the 3D matrix of domination, slavery, control, right? So each of us is a matrix. Each of us is a universe or a planet. There's all these ways to start to look at yourself in relation to your own conscious co-creation of your experience reality, and then with others as well. So we're exiting the artificial matrix to build our own. And you're going to start to see like, wow, this takes a lot of me to be aware, to follow through, to maintain the divine law, universal harmonic law of free will, honoring others' soul journeys, sacred respect, and integrity. So these are the next level activations for us, initiations to function consciously. So we exit the artificial matrix to build our own matrix, which is a reality of frequency and energy and love and intention, right? All done consciously. Our realities are energetic, so they require conscious awareness. You've got to pay attention to how you feel in all things. And you got to learn, and this is where the human design course may support you, or study it and do it yourself. You can learn how to do everything yourself if you don't want to take the classes, just by downloading the ebook where I put these systems in place, how to get your body graph, how to get your chart, how to see like how does your energy work in your human incarnation and that body, that physical body. Where is your intuition centered? And then you'll start to learn how your body gives you the ping to pay attention to something, and how your emotions will come from a place inside of the body. So it's very much about descending your consciousness into the body as the interface with your reality in order to navigate with safety and clarity and much more fun and adventure, getting out of the head and into the entire body. So realities are energetic. You've got to pay attention to how you feel in all things, conversations, relations, events, literally everything in your reality. Feel, how does this feel? How does this place feel? I'm thinking of going to. You have to feel your way through the heart. Feeling, feeling, no more thinking. It's about perceiving, which is done through the entirety of your being. Our superhuman superpowers come online as you self-realize your energy, as you become more adept at functioning as an energy being. So I share a breath and energy management system, and this is to learn for free. It's a gift for you in the description box, learning the system of Tai Chi Gong. It's not Tai Chi, it's not Qigong. It is an heirloom system of breath and energy management. And this is where movies like The Matrix get these scenes of Neo and how he is slowing down time, and, because he's seeing through the artificial structure of time, being so still, so at one with reality, with creation, right? So these are very important tools to remember how to be energy in form, and how to feel the waves of energy emanating, pulsing, breathing. Plasma realities are like this. They're always in a fluid form, and we were taught to be fixed, to be still, and to be fixated, and that doesn't work. It's not actually how things work, right? That was part of the manipulation. So it's learning how to flow. And like Bruce Lee says, be like water. That's actually the true nature of reality. It is a living, breathing, flowing plasma reality that adapts immediately to our consciousness. So when our heart closes down, everything shifts, kind of collapses, deflates. When our heart opens, everything expands, and all of a sudden it feels open and infinite potential, and it feels exciting, it feels magnetic, it feels engaging. Start to feel the differences of where you are. This is about trusting your intuition. This is about understanding emotional energy as information over your linear logical mind. None of this will make sense. None of it will be logical, because that's not reality. That's only a portion, a slice of reality. And so we start to see how this quantum plasma reality is infinite potential. It's alive, it's plasma, it's breathing, it's not fixed. So how do we hold this structure in place? How do we have stability? Well, so many of my videos share how to stabilize yourself in your center, in your piece, as the nexus point, as the coordinate, and then you are moving along. It's from the inside. The build out happens inside out. The divine architect codes and templates, which I have some wonderful activations, teach you how to do that, how to build that. It's an inside job. So you build the stability and the inner peace, aligning with your highest frequency, aligning with your source consciousness and unity consciousness, all the aspects of yourself. And then you go out into the reality and you see how you build the matrix around you, your divine matrix from the inside out. You want to let go of what doesn't feel right, what feels limited or tight or not sustainable or uncomfortable. You want to let go of the need to control that's coming from fear, that's coming from trauma, that's coming from past experience. No more referencing the past, because then you're projecting that onto the future and looping and recreating something that you really ultimately do not want. So this is where the diamond codes of June ask us to really tune in to that crystalline clarity, that precision, that laser point focus on inner peace and oneness, and really feeling the difference between comfortable and lovely and open and expansive, or tight and uncomfortable. And that's going to tell you a lot about people and situations and places. Let go of the need to control and flow and let your reality meet you, right? This is also activating more of the divine feminine wisdom, where we're not asserting ourselves, inserting ourselves, projecting ourselves, coming in and taking over a space. No, no, no. You want to do a 50-50. You're present, but you also want to meet the reality. Let it come to you. Feel it. Perceive. Turn on the HSP, the ESP, right? If you're experiencing exhaustion, it's a couple things, but mainly for us is we're learning how to let go of controlling things through the mind and projecting and worrying and living just through the head in a calculator like a robot. Exhaustion is a sign of trying to do the new paradigm that is here now all around us through the head. It doesn't work, and it is very exhausting because you're trying to create or sense or perceive through one tiny fragment of your being. You see how exhausting that can be, and that's how we all function. So then you start to look back and realize, like, God, I don't know how I ever functioned like this. This is so exhausting. Like, this sucks, right? But that was the different time. That was a time of unconsciousness. We had less access, right? The veils were still very much in place for us. So this is about heart-centered living. The heart is a quantum mind. So you ask, is my heart open or closed? This is about living from the body. Look at it as a ship, as an avatar for your consciousness, a planet perhaps. We're getting out of the head and into the body. And this is something I repeat often because it's new, right? This is all new ways of functioning for us. So out of the head and into the body, where you receive the information to make decisions or to know something instantly. The physical body and the energy fields corresponding with it is an interface. So we really got to stop on autopilot. Everyone does this on autopilot. We live in here. We live like, it makes me think of Futurama, all of the different politicians and famous people that are a head in a jar with no body, right? That's how most of us are living. And so it's time to stop doing that and to just be aware, like, oh, I forgot again, no worries. We are building the neurology, right? You have to build the neurons of awareness, just like NLP, all of these things. It takes repetition, right? It takes consistent effort, right? To remember that, oh, I have this whole body here. It's here for me. It's a gift from Gaia Sophia, from Mother, to interact, to engage, to feel, to have pleasure, all of these different things. So we got to remember, you're not a disembodied personality. You're not a disembodied personality. Descend your consciousness into the body. Go and use the senses. Use the Venusian codes of Taurus to go and smell the roses, feel the breeze on your skin, eat something beautiful, take in the sky. Use your senses to land here now, to get here now and out of a program or a false virtual reality. Learning how to be. We are learning how to be a being that is consistently becoming as well, because we are in a fluid form instead of a robot. We are in these fluid flowing states of being, and the waters are going to continue to come in this month as we move towards the solstice period into the sign of Cancer, the first water sign of this year. Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. So get into the water, get into the flowing. Remember that this is a fluid flowing state of being. This is a flow state versus a fixed, linear, stuck state. This is through the heart. This is through love. This is through inviting unity consciousness. So you want to deprogram your fear of the free fall, any trust issues. Remember, this is a divine matrix of God. that is here for us. So if we are projecting past experiences, fear, trauma onto it, well, we're referencing from the past again. We're not living in 0 point. So it's very important to do that. This is source consciousness, which is infinite unconditional love, pure clarity, diamond mind. It is pure. There is no agenda. Let go of old experiences or traumas of the old paradigm. And I'm going to add the video in here. See this video I put out a few years ago to support everyone for this now, detoxing the old paradigm, because it is within us. We have to pull it out, let it go. And so you're going to notice this month the desire to alternate between work and play. So you may feel super motivated with your goals and all the things you're working on. And then you may feel like, "Oh, I can't do this. I need to be spontaneous. I need to go out. I need to frolic. I need to feel free." The difference between adventure and accomplishing, also your sacred hermit time and your social time. So this is really, again, feeling into the energy, knowing, trusting that all the things that you have to do are going to get done for sure, and feeling into what is true for you in this now. It's much more of a flow state, and trusting that is a huge deal for us. That's where the releasing the control comes in. So now we're going to transition to the next part. So you will start to see some beautiful images and some videos here talking about being called to adventure, being called to the open road. A week ago, my universe was like, get out on the open road. You need to start traveling. It's time for some grid work. You're going to be taking all of this into your body and expanding your field. So get out of your house and your reality and all of the fields with everyone in your family and go out on the open road, hit the road. So you're going to start seeing some beautiful images, and I can't wait. And we're going to get into the next phase of this, which is really more about the embodiment and coming more deeply into inner earth within yourself. So thank you so much, and I will see you. Sorry, everyone, I got a little ahead of myself there. I forgot to talk about the full moon in Sagittarius, which is really important. So June 3rd, we have a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. And this is really an amazing opportunity for us because the sign of Sagittarius is actually the gatekeeper, the constellation, the asteroids of the centaurs in deep space are actually the guardians of what's known in astronomy as the dark rift between our galaxy, and there's this dark rift, and then there's these openings into galactic center. And so there's an amazing opportunity to really tune in to even more expansive awareness, memories, codes, connections, past lives, just so much information pouring forth through the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is really all about your inner mystic, the teacher, the wise one, seeking really expanded information. It's a very quantum method of looking at reality, always reaching higher, those beautiful codes of require, higher. And so there's this opportunity for us right now, and you may have already been feeling it. We have had some amazing connections astrologically, opportunities of this deluge of information pouring forth from galactic center and what is known as the great attractor. So I highly encourage you to research these. But there, for the last really month, there's been a lot of different astrological alignment of various planets and constellations with the galactic center and the great attractor. And so there's just this amazing opportunity for us to connect more with galactic aspects, cosmic history, galactic history, just really incredible. Also the healing arts, a lot more of that ancient future tech, right here, right now. So full moon in Sagittarius, June 3rd, opportunity to connect with galactic center, which I really feel I connect with as the grand cosmic womb, part of the Sophia Christ consciousness. Also the connection with the great attractor, the opportunity to receive incredible codes of expanded awareness. I wanted to just include some little memory trigger words here, maybe to support a nice little activation, a little tickle of various aspects of your consciousness, of your inner mystic. So thinking about your inner mystic, your wizard, your priestess or priest, unicorn components, medicine woman or medicine man, the feral, divine, human, elemental, your inner mermaid, inner angel, galactic star being, and whatever else really just lights you up with this kind of magical childlike innocence, to illuminate your life with divine light. So thank you so much for tuning in to all of this. And we will now proceed to some beautiful footage of Mount Shasta and Mount Adams, where I was at ECETI Ranch. I also went into the Shasta Caverns. So there was this invitation to go very deeply into deep into Gaia, Sophia, and also be above. I mean, all these different portals and amazing experiences of being deep within the earth and then high on top, taking it all in. And this is really a kind of a metaphor for our multidimensional journey of expanded consciousness and alternating between different dimensions or layers or heights of sight. So thank you so much and enjoy the footage and have a wonderful month of June. I'll probably pop in with more intel as the month progresses, as more comes through. So I just appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being here, just sending you so much love, and enjoy the activation from this amazing footage. And I will see you soon. All right. Take care. Beneath it. Huh.
Welcome everyone to Mount Shasta. Get ready, here she comes.
Mhm.
sitting down. Don't start to build up that on stalactite. Don't start out as big. Start out as something known as a tubular stalactite. Which is a bit smaller than this one. Actually hollow or tubular stalactite. I like called soda straws since we are hollow on the inside. The roof break went off. You could use that as a straw. We're not going to use that today. So sometimes black starts to flood up at the bottom. So it'll overflow off the side. So you'll break that stalactite right now. This process can take about 100 years for a single interesting row or main stuff.
1,000 years in the making, according to scientific theory.
Wow. This is called the organ.
1,000 years.
Pipe organ.
Oh yeah, so any limestone solution cavern is going to have calcite crystal. The Oregon caves, yeah, in the junction are. So I haven't been there yet. I was just talking about that today. They may, I mean, it really depends on the geometry of the cave and depending on how much rain and also like the shape of the rocks above, how dense they are, and which way the water flows. So in this cave, it takes about 36 hours for the rain outside to work itself into the cave. And then it usually comes.
Yeah.
Really difficult to find the right spot.
Storm is rolling in, as you can see. Hello, baby. Hello. Precious. You stay with your mama.